Nail friends. Today I am going to do these blue acrylic nails with some bling on them. So come join me. I'm going to start by cleaning off the nail beds with a little bit of alcohol and a little wipe. And then we're going to sculpt these nails. So I'm using the Young Nails nail forms here. And here it's just trying to get it, you know, at the right angle, and you just have to do a lot of these to get practice on how to apply these. I decided to do one nail form at a time instead of putting all the nail forms, because sometimes with these fake hands what happens is I'll put all the nail forms on, and then I'm moving the hand so much that the other ones fall off. So I decided this time I'm just going to do it one by one nail form at a time. But as you saw earlier, I did put primer on all the nails already. And here I do tend to, I'm using a number 12 brush, and I do tend to make small beads, which help me as a beginner, because the less acrylic, the more control I have over the acrylic. So it does tend to take me longer as of right now to do the acrylic enhancement, just because I don't know what I do. I think I might be swiping off too much of the liquid before I grab the bead. So they tend to be small beads. Like I said, this is a number 12 brush. Maybe I should go to a 14. But like I said, I kind of like that the beads aren't too big because I have more control. And then if the nails are still too thin, what I do is I do go check them at the end to make sure, they're a good thickness. And if they're not, then I'll come back and, apply another layer. So here really, the other thing that, if you guys notice, is wiping the brush a lot. That just helps a lot with making sure the product doesn't get stuck on your brush, because once the product gets stuck on your brush, it just gets really hard to continue on applying acrylic. So a lot of wiping helps. Instead of dipping the brush, like if the acrylic starts getting sticky on your brush, instead of adding more liquid by dipping it in the liquid, just wipe it. Just make sure the brush is clean. So here, this is how I do forms. Sculpt. I just form the free edge first. I guess I do like the 3 to 6 ball method. So I start by forming the tip with one ball. Then I do the second bead, kind of there in the middle. And then the third bead would be at the cuticle area. But as you could see, it's still a thin layer of acrylic. I just feel they're kind of thin for the length. But so far, the other thing is you want to handle this gently, the brush. I'm just patting a lot. You're not really trying to swipe. You're just trying to help the acrylic flow into the areas that you want it to go. That's why I'm also holding the fingers down, to help the acrylic kind of slide down by itself and self-level. But it's a lot of patting and wiping, patting and wiping. Really, that's what I have found has helped me. Here I'm just adding a little more in the cuticle area, and again, when I'm swiping there, it's a very gentle swipe. It's so gentle, it's more of a swipe to blend than a swipe to take off. And here, that one's done, so I'm just gonna remove it, and I'm gonna go to the next one. Young Nails. They're not my favorite because I think they're a little thin, and so they easily lose their shape, or it could just be human error. I just don't know how to use them, but you know, I've used some other brands where they're a little thicker, so it's just easier for beginners, I think. But yeah, here, like I said, I'm just starting with the tip. That's the first bead is for, you know, creating, sculpting, creating the free edge. So that's the first bead. The second bead, it's kind of in the middle of the nail. You know, it touches both the real nail and the fake tip. And I'm just patting again, patting and cleaning. And then here I'm just adding some to the cuticle area. But as you could see, that was kind of water. And then you could see I'm holding the finger down. And like I said earlier, that's just to help, you know, get the acrylic flowing down. But sometimes it's like too watery as that one. And so it's just, I need to apply more in the cuticle area. But you see, I'm just patting it. I'm not like swiping it off, just patting it. And, you know, you have to let sometimes the acrylic sit there for 2-3 seconds extra because it starts setting right away. But you have time, you know, you don't have to move too quick. This is speed it up, but just have the time. It starts, you know, hardening, so you have time to mold, let it sit sometimes for 1 or 2 seconds extra before you start wiping it or moving it around, you know. And there I'm just constantly wiping the brush. I really have gotten into that habit because that helps, because it's a struggle when that brush gets sticky dirty. So here we go. I'm just pinching that second one, checking it to see if it's dry, but just pinching it very barely there pinch. Here's like the index finger. Here we go. Just forming the free edge. That's the first thing. And these are not very long, so you know, it's important you don't grab too much acrylic at the beginning because I'm doing medium length nails. So if you grab a big bead ball right there, you're just gonna have this big thick lump that you're gonna have to shave off later. So I've learned that that's something that you have to get used to. That's where practice really helps, because you start evaluating how much, you know, what size of a bead do you need depending on the size. So obviously, you know, when you're doing longer nails, your technique might be a little different than this. And that includes, you know, getting a bigger bead, a larger bead. Here, I'm just like, you know, trying to control the bead so I could shape it. And, you know, I just try to practice a lot. Here, holding it down, giving it time. All right. Just adding there to the cuticle. Sometimes it's okay if you use more than 3 beads. You hear a lot online. People do the 1 bead method or 3 bead method. And that's all great and dandy, but let's remember that a lot of those people have been doing nails for 10, 15 years. So, you know, do whatever works for you. For me, just having control of the bead is what's helping me get better at it and faster at it. And just, I'm so familiar with acrylic now and how it moves. And it just, and it also depends the brand. You know, if you're using the same brand over and over again, you just get used to that brand. So that helps too. Like if you're switching brands, just know you're gonna have to know how each of your brands work. And just be patient with yourself. Here I'm just, you know, taking my time forming and building the nail, because my beads are small. They're still small. I want to upgrade for a bigger brush just to try it out and see if that helps. Here I'm just going back and making a little corrections, like filling there. The corner was missing some products. So there's nothing wrong with going back and checking, like right here, just to see where you need more products. As you guys are going to tell, I'm going to add a bead pretty much on all the nails. That's just like just an extra little bead because I felt like the nails were a little flat there on the middle of the nail, and there should be a little curve. You know, you want a little lift there. You don't want the nails looking too flat. They just look nicer with a little lift, not gonna lie. That's my opinion though, but yeah, I think they look nicer. So I just went back and just filling in the areas where I felt, you know, now that they're dried, or maybe I need to add a little bit more product. Yeah, here we go. Just wiping a lot. The whole footage is sped up, so just be aware that, you know, I don't go this fast. And it took me double the time that you see on the video. So if it was 25 minutes, it was probably more like an hour. All right. Okay, so here I'm just gonna grab the 150 file, my hand file, and just shape a little bit, you know, especially like the sides and the front, just to kind of start shaping it. I think I was doing a tapered square here. Then I'm gonna go over with my e-file to remove bulk, but this is mainly, you know, I just intuitively go to want to shape the sides of the nail and the front of the nail first somewhat, and then go and remove bulk. That's just the way I enjoy doing it. I know some people say you should go with the e-file first and remove the bulk and then finish shaping, but this just intuitively feels better for me. So whatever feels good for you, do it. I just enjoy it. This part I just love. I love the sound of the swooshing nail file filing away and just seeing the nail start getting shape. I really enjoy this part actually of creating acrylic nails. And yeah, so I'm just going, you know, first start side to side, then I do the front, then I go on the bottom to give it, you know, that shape that I want. And then I go over the nail very close to the cuticle. You file one way when you're on the top. You're not filing both ways, like you're filing one way in one direction. That's what I mean to say. And so see, like I go side to side in the front, then the bottom, you know, just kind of giving it that initial tapered squared shape. And then I go, you know, on the top, start on the cuticle area. I'm just going one direction there. And I'm not going too hard because I know I'm going to go over. I mean, I shouldn't really be going too hard on the top right now, in all honesty, because I am going to be using the e-file, but I think I just jumped the gun a little because I like this part so much. But I don't think at this point we need to do the top like this. I do like to do the sides because I am going to go over it with the e-file. And now if the application is not thick enough, or you know, if it's just like the perfect amount of thickness and shape, sometimes you could just get away with hand filing and not having to use the e-file. So it just depends how good you are with acrylic application, and you know, you could cut your filing time. So that's my goal, right, is to be so good at acrylic application that I don't need to file too much. So here I'm checking them out. I noticed that one was really long, so I grabbed my Young Nails safety bit Coarse, my Coarse safety bit, to reduce the length there, because I think that one was longer than the rest. And I love this Young Nails Coarse safety bit to remove length. Just, by holding it straight down, it just does the job. So yeah, here I'm just evening in it. I can't say it. Evening out the length. Now here I'm gonna go with the full file, starting in the cuticle area, going down the side walls, the top of the nail. When using this coarse bits to remove, the bulk, I'm probably using going 8 to 10,000 RPMs on the e-file. And like I said, this is a safety bit, so it's really great for beginners. That way you're not afraid to get close to the cuticle area because, you have a safety bit and you go in there and just start filing away. So I use the Young Nails way of filing. Greg from Young Nails, he has a lot of great videos on acrylic, and he gives instruction on how to file the nails, and so I kind of try to follow that. I really like his instructions, so I recommend. I'll look for the link and put it down below. Actually, you guys should watch his video on that. It's really good. And here now, this is where you go in and start using the hand file. Again, this is a 150 file to finish perfecting the nail, shaping it. So normally from here, once you have the e-file done, your next step is to hand file and to smooth it out and give it the final touches. So here, we're just doing the final touches. Here, I'm just switching my coarse bit to a arbor band and reducing the RPMs on the e-file to 5,000 RPMs. And I'm just smoothing out, the nail a little bit more. So you go from like a coarse bit to finer bits. You're supposed to progress from coarse to fine, and then you're ready to, paint the nails. Here, just wiping off all the dust with my clean brush. We're going to do the Young Nails gel paint, Mission Control gel paints. Gel! I'm cleaning the nails here with alcohol, so I'm just doing a second cleaning after that brush just to make sure there's no dust. And I have my Kupa brushes on the side, and I have some other striper brushes that I got on Amazon. I love the Young Nails Mission Control paints, gel paints. They're really the best. Oh my gosh, so much control. They're not joking when they say Mission Control. Like, that's a good name for this gel paint. I just love the Young Nails Mission Control paint. I'm going to say that again. This is one of my first gel paints that I've tried. I can't wait to try other brands and just compare. But this is by far, I prefer this than, bottled gel. I have the Gelixir. I'm not a big fan. And I have some other gel paints that come in a bottle that I got on Amazon for, lower price. They come in smaller bottles and they're cool, they're good, but not like this gel paint. My gosh. So I can't wait to try other brands, but so far I highly recommend the Young Nails. I got them on sale, so they always have sales, so wait for the sales. It's worth it. And they just paint on so awesome, and they're so shiny after, and they last the whole time you have the gel on your nails. They're shiny. So here I'm doing a second coat, of course, and a second coat, and then I'm gonna cure for a minute. And here I'm using a striper brush that I got on Amazon that I really love. This long striper brushes to make these lines, these more of a curved lines. It's an amazing brush. I totally recommend it. They're Beetles. That's the brand, Beetles. And I think it comes in like 5 or 6 brushes in different lengths. And they're like $10. So I totally recommend it for beginners. I, eventually hope to graduate to better quality brushes, but for now, I totally recommend having striper brushes in your arsenal of brushes. It's a must have. So here I just decided to do, almost half a side of, half a moon, half a French line. Here I'm just doing like the center dot, and then I'm gonna do like a French here. And yeah, I'll let you guys watch. Here I'm just using a striper brush to put some of the gel glue on the sides and the nicks and crannies. You don't want to put gel glue on top of the stones because it hampers with the bling. And then here I'm just gonna finish it off with the top coat. Again, you do not want to put the top coat on top of any blingy enhancements. Thank you for joining me on this practice session. Here are my blue acrylic nails with bling. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. I look forward to hearing any comments from you guys. Take care. Till next time.